So time to have a look at what is grabbing the headlines here in France. The big story, of course, remaining the Greek debt crisis. A decisive week for the future of Greece and the European Union. Flo.
That's right. As you're saying, it's deadline day, D-Day. Now, yesterday, the Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras said it was unlikely that they would be able to meet that deadline for this evening to repay the IMF the 1.6 billion euro loan repayment that it owes. Now, this is just one of the capital deadlines in Greece this week. That's what you can see on the front page of 20 Minutes. Of course, there's the deadline today, but then also there's the referendum scheduled for Sunday, so July 5th, on the terms of the bailout.
And talking about that referendum, Tsipras, of course, calling for Greeks to vote no, but he's also said that if Greece votes yes, that he'll step down.
That's right. And according to Christian paper La Croix, this scenario would allow a new round of negotiations between Athens and its creditors. Now, according to La Croix, there is this narrow, very narrow crack that's still open between Greece and Europe. It's small, but there is still some hope, a way out of this crisis. So you can see they're talking about this narrow crack, la porte très étroite. According to Le Figaro, the right-leaning paper, European leaders are really putting their money on a yes vote in this referendum. They're putting the pressure on this scenario as well. You can see here the headline of Le Figaro saying that Europe, well, it's betting on a rejection of Alexis Tsipras. Now, Le Figaro is not a big fan of left-leaning Alexis Tsipras. It called him a boastful demagogue today in their paper. They wonder what in the world could his post-referendum plan be. They actually liken his political project today to an abysmal void that's dizzying both for the Greeks and for Europeans.
Now, European leaders, of course, still hopeful of a way out of the crisis, and yet the paper's reporting that they're preparing themselves for the Greek exit as well.
Absolutely. Les Echos, the Grexit. Absolutely. Les Echos interviews a man named Benoît Cœuré. He's a member, actually, of the ECB, so the European Central Bank's executive board. You can see a quote from that interview here on the front page of Les Echos. Unfortunately, a Grexit, a Greek exit from the Eurozone is not out of the question. He actually puts all the blame of the current crisis on the Greek government, and that's an analysis that's shared by l'Opinion, the pro-business paper. They blame European gravediggers. That's what they call Tsipras and the finance minister, Varoufakis. They've cheated and lied to their European partners, says l'Opinion. Now, it also hopes the Greeks will vote no on Sunday so that Europe can finally get rid of this burden, which is Tsipras, and save Greece, even if Greece doesn't really want to save itself. That's what L'Opinion says. It's going to be very tricky, though, well, European leaders are bracing themselves for the worst-case scenario, so L'Opinion says it has a user manual, if you will, for this Grexit. So if you want to know how a Grexit would work, you can read L'Opinion. So Tsipras is drawing a lot of criticism from French papers today, but he does have support from one paper, the communist paper, L'Humanité. They've got his back today. They say that he is at least choosing democracy while Europe's oligarchs are putting the pressure on Greece's freedom of choice. They're shooting on sight. Those are the words used by L'Humanité.
And not just Greece in the papers. French papers also talking about these new WikiLeaks documents. We mentioned them in the news that suggest that the NSA spied on top French companies.
That's right. The story just keeps getting juicier and juicier. Now, these new documents were leaked by WikiLeaks. They've been published in the left-leaning paper Libération and the online investigative news site Mediapart. You can read about it here. They're talking about how the NSA was also targeting the French economy. Libération on their front page talk about the NSA's other business. Haha, little pun there on the front page of Libération. So this is according to this latest report in WikiLeaks. Basically, Washington has been leading a policy of economic espionage against France for more than a decade. Essentially, you can read more about it in Libération and Mediapart. The NSA has been intercepting communications between the French finance minister and a lot of major corporations here in France. Contracts valued at more than $200 million. We're talking about a lot of money here. So this is more than 100 French businesses. Nearly all the top businesses, the CAC 40 businesses here have been under surveillance. So all sectors of activity, whether it's the nuclear activity, transport, new technology, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this information, according to WikiLeaks, was not only used in the United States, it was shared with U.S. allies as well, so the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Libération says that this information sharing cost French companies some major contracts, and because of that, it means that there are a lot of jobs It didn't go to French people. So you can see here, they're talking about le sale jeu américain. This is pretty harsh words. It means the NSA's dirty game. And Libération wonders what could be next in this espionage Élysée saga.
And finally, Flo's got a bit of a new job this week, because I suspect she's going to have to talk about this a little bit during the week. You're going to become our weather forecaster.
I would love to be a weather forecaster. I wish I had a little screen I could show you all the weather patterns.
Yeah.
It sums up quite easily, though, Stuart. It's going to be hot. Very,
very
hot.
Here in France.
Yesterday, the thermometer was already creeping up. Today, it's expected to reach 41 degrees in Bordeaux. So if you're in Bordeaux, stay hydrated. You can see Aujourd'hui en France saying this is just the beginning of this heat wave. This exceptionally hot weather is expected to last for the next 10 days. So I'm quite happy. I have a fan. I'm going to be definitely spending a lot of time.
My wife ordered some last night, so I have to go and pick them up during the day today.
It's a good move, very good move.
Worried about the children sleeping. Yeah, sorry if 41, maybe that's nothing where you are around the world, but we're not used to it, okay? We're not used to it. Flo, thanks a lot. Flo Villeneuve looking at the French papers.